In mainstream Judaism, there is no status of Jesus. No one considers him a prophet, and no one considers him the Son of God. That's the Jewish position. Whether he existed, whether he didn't exist, not even a prophet. Test the claim. And all the world recognizes that Hashem, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Allah is the... So I'll start again. So just for the camera, for the sake of the camera. So he asked, who is the Messiah? The Messiah, according to the Jewish tradition, is the one who's going to be the leader of the Jewish people when the Jews are ingathered and brought back to Israel. He's going to be the leader of the Jewish people when the third temple is built on Haram al-Sharid, Har Habayit, the Temple Mount. He's going to be the leader of the Jewish people when the Jews know the Torah on their heart, in their heart. It's inscribed on our heart. He's going to be the leader of the Jewish people when there's world peace and all of the nations recognize that Hashem, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that God is the creator and everyone recognizes the creator. If all of these prophecies and more come true, the leader of the Jewish people at that time is the Mashiach. That's how we tell who the Messiah is.
Is he going to have a different Sharia?
No, the Sharia is eternal.
May I ask a question?
You can.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Am I being polite now?
That was much more polite,
The other guy was getting angry, but I don't know why.
Yeah.
This is London.
And we all
so Judaism is not for the whole of humanity?
No. The Sharia of Musa, the halakha, is only for the Jewish people.
Okay.
Now, if anybody wants to worship Allah in the way that the Jews worship Allah, they can join the Jewish people. You can convert, and there are commandments on us to love, but there's no reason to convert to Judaism, because Allah is all merciful. And if you live a righteous life, and you give charity, and you help the widow and the orphan, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can reward you, even if you're not. So we have what's called machloket. We have a difference of opinion within the Jewish tradition. The mainstream position is, as long as you're a monotheist, Allah will reward. That's enough.
Not Christian.
So there are rabbis who will say that although Christianity gets the monotheism wrong, that because they pray to the God of Abraham, Isaac and Jacob, they're still monotheists. There are others that say the triune Godhead is polytheism, it's pagan, it's problematic. So we have a division within our school, like within our rabbis, as to whether Christianity is monotheist or polytheist. And that's because Christianity came later. In mainstream Judaism, there is no status of Jesus. No one considers him a prophet, and no one considers him the Son of God. That's the Jewish position. Whether he existed, whether he didn't exist, not even a prophet.
How do you see Muslims?
How do we see Muslims? They're monotheists, they're cousins. They got the oil, but we got the looks.
How do you see Israel? How did you see Israel?
We see Israel as redemption, as our birthright, and as our salvation.
What about the Jews that are anti-Israel?
They're a tiny minority.
No, but what about them?
What about them? They're still Jews. They're my brothers.
Those Jews still believe at the end of the day that the Mashiach will come and then the Israel.
And then they'll go. Yeah.
Exactly.
So they're just Zionists in waiting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But why you guys don't think that Jesus is actually the Messiah that came?
That's another good question. Why don't Jews believe that Jesus is the Messiah? The key reason is all of the prophecies for who the Messiah is are falsifiable. So we look to Jerusalem and say, is there a temple there? No. So can't be the Messiah. Are the Jews all in Israel? No, I'm in Speaker's Corner speaking to you today, so we're not in it. Do the Jews know the Torah on the heart? Test me, I don't. I'll make a lot of mistakes. Is there world peace? No, look what's happening in Russia and Ukraine and Yemen. So the Messiah hasn't come.
Why did the Christians in America say the Jews killed Jesus?
It's not just the Christians in America. And actually the Christians in America are actually some of the closest allies of ours. But traditionally Christians...
That's only no organization.
No,
it's Christians for
Israel. Jesus
it's called Christians for Israel.
Kufi, yeah.
Anyway,
but to answer your question, why do Christians say that Jews... But my answer is very simple. Who was in charge of Israel at the time when Jesus was there? The Romans. Which religion was born out of the Roman Empire?
Christianity.
Catholics, yeah. So if you are looking at your people, and your people literally, according to the Christian tradition, speared Jesus and killed him, who are you going to blame? You're not going to blame yourself, you're going to blame the Jews.
Absolutely.
But think about it logically, the Romans were like the America of the day, but even more powerful. Why would the Romans do what the Jews tell them? It would be like some little desert tribe commanding the mighty American empire and telling Biden what to do. It's not going to happen. The Romans killed who they want to kill. The Romans crucified who they wanted to crucify. We didn't control the Romans, just like we don't control Biden. And so the reason I believe that Christians say that, and this is just you're speaking to me, and this is just my personal opinion, is because Catholicism did not want to look inwards and say that actually we killed this guy, if he was killed and he was crucified. That's my answer. But again, my focus is either politics or Judaism. I'm not a Christian, and Christians can probably give you different reasons for why they say. Yeah.